Adding a permanent solo option in Delta Force is a win-win for everybody, devs and players. As we are watching some solo gameplay of mine, let's discuss some of these reasons, and by the end, if you enjoyed this background footage and my inputs, don't forget to like the video and this way help me promote this channel, as I plan to cover Delta Force and other games a lot more from now on. Here we go. There are multiple reasons why players enjoy lone wolfing, starting with the simple, I don't have any friends in Delta Force or in gaming in general, not enjoying the presence of other players. With other words, you are having a social life problem, something pretty common nowadays sadly. Being on its own, meaning taking the challenge of beating the game solo, having accumulated lots of bad experiences with random players, basically your random teammates being assholes, something I have experienced multiple times during this closed gameplay phase we had, trying to finish some in-game tasks where quickly going into a raid as a solo to finish some jobs makes more sense, as first, you are not dragging your team with you, and second, at the same time, you are not weakening the team by leaving them just to complete your objectives. And then, ending with the more complicated ones, trying to make money runs because you're broke, or being at the beginning of the game where you prefer discovering things on your own, doing zero to hero raids, being a solo content creator or streamer who wants to show viewers a different perspective or even has the skills to take down multiple opponents, or a streamer who always streams solo. And the common one, which affects me as well a lot of the times, not only in Delta Force but also in games like Escape from Tarkov, for example, my usual teammates are off for whatever reasons. Either I have a day off and they don't, or I am a morning person and they are not, or whatever. And I just want to play the game on my own first without having to constantly take down teams of 3. I will come to this in a second, and you keep an eye on the background footage, please. And second, without being disturbed by that usual random player who does not stay close to you, gets himself killed, and then spams either voice chat or the in-game option asking for a revive, or even worse, starts mentioning your mother and all of your saints just because you see the area he got killed in is very dangerous, and trying a revival will get you killed as well. Going back to what I previously mentioned, having to fight against teams of 3, we had two options during the test phase this month of August. Either queuing with randoms or friends on a 3 versus other potential teams of 3 type of raid, or queuing solo versus the whole server. And the server could have had everything: solos like you, duos, even trios. There were no other options to choose from. Now, I can take down a team of 3 sometimes, but based on the map and taking into consideration that the spawns in some situations are or were very close to each other, taking down the first enemies would have brought the second team on you, and while trying to recover from the first fight, you would have been eliminated by the second team made out of 2 or 3 bad guys, which is exactly the footage you are seeing right now in the background. That's why I believe we need a solo queuing mode for Delta Force, where you know that taking down your first player, your first enemy, would not bring another team of 3 on you, but maybe only another player or maybe the 2 closest spawns. And fighting something like that is hard, but doable with good strategy, with good game knowledge and with discipline. But being solo, injured and with no armor left because of the first battle means a literal go back to the lobby type of situation when the second team is going to hit you. Encouraging is the fact that the devs talked about solo queuing, but they did not specify if this is going to be permanent or temporary. But having all I've mentioned in this video as arguments in favor, I do not see why solo wouldn't be a permanent thing. Now, I'm pretty sure adding solo queue can have negative consequences as well, maybe. And some of them would be having to split the player base and maybe multiple or more server instances. But the player base gets split anyways if you decide to queue as a solo against random teams. There is definitely more to this, and due to lack of metadata, it is hard for us to estimate what the real consequences would be. But the devs can definitely calculate the pros and cons. What do you think of all of this? Would you want a solo queue option as well? Do you play solo a lot? Have you had bad experiences with randoms as well? Which option would you prefer playing when the game goes live again mid-October 2024 during Steam Fest? Leave a comment below, and thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to sub because it's free here on YouTube, and I will talk to you the next time. God bless. Two squads of three. Two squads of three, my friends.